Welcome to our Tuesday evening meditation. We're bringing ourselves towards Hanukkah, and I've been talking. Yesterday, I talked about that miracle of that first light, and that it really is our actions, the leap we need to take, or the chance we need to take. I wanted to do a little combination of the Torah portion and Hanukkah tonight. I like to think of Hanukkah as just about light, about bringing light to the world, how we can lighten up the darkness that's outside right now, or that dark feeling we have inside of us that comes into so many people at the end of the year. And we never know where the inspiration is going to come from. In the Torah portion, Vayeshev, I think that's right, Rick, there is a section that talks about Joseph. Because you may recall at the beginning of the Torah portion, Joseph, he talks badly about his brothers. And he describes a couple of dreams that he had, and in these dreams, he's, the sun and the moon and all the stars bow down to him, and all these sheaves of wheat bow down to him. And his brothers get really angry at him. And one day his father asks him to go find the brothers, and he goes to find them. And when he does, they throw him in a pit, and then they sell him off into slavery. It's just a small comedy from the book of Genesis. And but there's that moment between his father asks him and he arrives at their place that there's an incident that happens. It's curious, in last week's Torah portion and this week's Torah portion, there was an unidentified man that appears. In the story we read last week with Jacob wrestling with the angel, that was just an ish, a man. And here again we have just a man that shows up. So, the question always becomes, who is this man? Is it an angel? Is it someone sent by the brothers? Is it a spy? Who knows? Who knows who it is? But it calls off an interesting concept inside of our mindfulness that I'd like to introduce. So what ends up happening is Joseph is looking for his brothers. He comes across this man, and the man says, well, what are you looking for? Now, why does the guy even know he's looking for something? Maybe he was, looking around. Who knows why? But he says, what were you looking for? He says, I'm looking for my brothers. And he says, I know where they are. They're that way. And when we come to that scene each year, I always think about how help, first of all, I know that this person actually sends him to his doom, right? He sends him to a place where he's thrown into a pit. So one might say that this chance encounter really led him down a dark road. But I just want us to look at it as it led him towards whatever his future was. And that it was a random person who he'd never met before that sent him in that direction. And it makes me think about how there are people or moments that jump out at us as catalytic, it's a catalytic moment in a person's life where they go in a specific direction, just like Joseph did. And by the way, it did send him off to a specific place in his life that led him to go down to Egypt and led all the Israelites down there in several generations later, so that the Israelites could come out of Egypt and become a people. So, it's very interesting to think about. Yes, it was terrible that he was sold off into slavery, of course. But if it weren't for him going down there, none of us would have survived, because there would have been a famine and we all would have died. I'm going back, 3,000 years, 3,500 years. But it still remains that there was a person that showed up in Joseph's life to give him some kind of direction that led him to his next place in life. And, and I always think that that's an amazing thing to think about. Who were the people who had influence on us? Is there anyone that had influence on you and you can't even remember their name because you really weren't in relationship with them? Has there ever been a situation that occurred to you that you never thought would occur, and a moment happens and it changes the direction of your life? You know, a lot of people, if it was love at first sight, that would be one of those moments, right, where you meet a person and then the rest of your life is changed forever. That person you continue to hang around with, though. This is one of those instances where someone says something, someone does something, and it catches you. And I guess one question we could ask is, has there been one of those moments for you during this COVID crisis? Was there a moment that opened up your eyes, dare I say, shed light to your life? Because that's what this week's about, right, is bringing out the light. So I would ask that question. Has there been a moment in your life where you found light from a source that you didn't expect, an unexpected source? And how did that person influence you? So that's some things that we can think about as we're going into our quiet time. I know it always seems so ironic to me that I introduce something to think about and then say, let's not think anymore. But I try to do that, just as a reminder, I try to do that because if there are thoughts that come in, perhaps they're going to be a little bit more directed in these directions, in these kinds of spiritual directions. So that our thoughts, even though they're taking us away from our breath, are still thoughts that can be helpful for us and we can use when we come out of this meditation. So let's get ourselves ready in a comfortable position. And today, at the end of our meditation, we will say, may I feel blessed and may I feel safe. It's one of those moments where we try to recall our blessings and, again, try to maintain a semblance of safety from the virus that's going around this world and other dangers as well. So we're just going to continue with our breathing and trying to concentrate on our breath and really get ourselves into the now of this moment. I don't know what I was watching yesterday. I think it was a movie, and someone, I was watching, actually, I think it was Men in Black 3, right? And this guy's sleeping at his desk, and a woman comes up to the desk. She's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" He goes, "Oh, I was just meditating." She says, "Yes, I hear that meditation is good for the mind." So there was a little plug for mindfulness meditation that came in that movie. He was sleeping. He wasn't meditating. We're going to be meditating, and we just concentrate on our breath and think about what's happening in our bodies and just notice and take stock of what's happening. So let's get comfortable and strong. And just allow things to be as they are for now. I'm not trying to fight anything. I'm not trying to solve anything. We're just staying still for 20 minutes. As soon as you notice the thoughts that are taking you away, just bring yourself back in kindness and love, in chesed, to your breath. Your mind will take you away, so that's for sure. So just be kind to yourself. No need to judge. about 5 minutes remaining, I invite you to ask for feelings of blessing and safety. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. Blessings is for us to remind ourselves, especially at the beginning of each week, how many wonderful things we have in our lives. It could be friends, could be family, could be where we live, could be our environment, our accomplishments. May I feel blessed, because we are blessed. But to feel it is a different story. Then let us be safe. Let us feel safe. Sorry. We may be safe, but to feel it sometimes is different. Sometimes it means to let go of those fears that we have about our safety. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed and safe. Just on each breath, ask for one of these feelings. That's the dog saying it. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed and safe. If you'd like to invite someone to be in your mind's eye in front of you, you can offer them. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed. And try to picture one person. It could be that person I spoke of earlier who brought light to your life and changed your direction. It could be a faceless person who did that. But if you'd like, you don't have to, but if you'd like to have someone that you can offer it to, please do. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed. May you feel blessed and safe. Just a couple of breaths there. And then we're going to bring it back to ourselves. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. And just a couple of breaths. And then as we feel our breath, let's just do a couple where we just concentrate on what's happening now in our bodies with each breath. resonant bell sound today. That resonance says, thank you for being here this evening, for joining me on our meditation. I hope you found some stillness and peace. May you feel blessed and may you feel safe. Have a beautiful evening.